Hello, welcome to Productions MJC. My name is Mark. Today we'll be discussing gravity, flat Earth. No gravity? Well, that's what they say. I love this. This is from a flat Earth video. Condemnation without investigation is the epitome of ignorance. Well, the flat Earth believers deny that gravity exists without any investigation, no experiments, no testing. Just denial. It's fake. So this is what we're presented with. So why do they say no gravity? The globe has to have gravity for it to work. So therefore, they deny the flat Earth has any gravity, even though it could work with gravity, but they deny it exists. Well, the Flat Earth Society, Flat Earth believers, and Flat Earth filmmakers can't prove it, but a third grade student can work it out. It just takes logic. They can figure out that there really is gravity. Now, as I said before, flat earthers, as I helped explain what was happening here with the flat earthers and everything, they simply want to teach controversy. Some of them don't even believe in it themselves. But what they teach is that Sir Isaac Newton was an idiot, gravity is a lie. Other questions that everybody has, gravity, it's strong enough to hold the oceans to a spinning ball, yet weak enough that birds can still fly. Yes, that in a nutshell that is. But they think this is erroneous and idiotic. Well, what do they say? Here's a meme from another video. For crying out loud, gravity is density and buoyancy. Now, if you're not familiar with the terms, density's on the left, buoyancy's on the right. Basically. But each one of these liquids is more dense than the one above it as you're going down, or the most dense is honey, a little less dense is corn syrup, a little less dense is maple syrup, a little less dense is milk, and so on. And there is in the bottom of between the maple syrup and corn syrup, there's a popcorn kernel. There's something in the like a dye in the milk, and so on. This is a closed environment, and this is what they say about density and buoyancy. This is why we fall to the earth, because we're like the bolt. We're the heaviest thing. So here's a flat earth proof, dense air gravity. Let's kind of work it out and see what we've got. This is what they say the flat earth is in a nutshell. It's a closed environment, and so everything kind of settles, down to the bottom, like a snow globe. Yet, the president of the Flat Earth Society says there is no unified, aka working, model of the flat earth. He admits nobody can make it work. They try animations and stuff, but once you try to make a physical working copy of it, it doesn't work. There are plenty physical working copies of the globe in planetariums and everywhere else around. So why do I believe the flat earth hoax? These are videos from several different, I got this as just off the internet, and most of these, there is curvature there, but they say there isn't. And they say they have to correct for GoPros, and I explained that best in my earlier Flat Earth Trolls video. But P-Brain has this right here. Why is it a hoax? Well, they say that the Earth is flat, water is always flat, everything's flat. Then in the very next frame, this guy turns around and says, water raises up to the level of your eyes to block your view of buildings behind it. That's why you can't see buildings beyond a certain point when you're looking at flat water. So, I kid you not, he says water is always flat, and then turns right around in the next frame and said water rises up to block your view of buildings behind you. It's a charlatan's magic trick. It's an optical illusion, is what they're saying. and then they pull off a charlatan's trick, in answer to it. So you're supposed to understand that the water, even though it's perfectly flat, has risen up 603 feet to block your view of the CN Tower over there in Toronto, Canada. So here is a picture of a boat. If you don't, I have another one because they talk about air density and how it blocks your view. They talk about convergence and everything, but that horizon line is pretty darn defined. That's what a tangent is. When a straight line of your sight intersects the ball of the Earth, it's a tangent. It is a very thin singular point. And let me explain what we're seeing here. The Energy Panther is out 6.5 nautical miles, the Yellowstone's out 7.7, and the Spirit's out 9.9. Well, what are we looking at? Here's what we're looking at. The fact that these boats are all three at different levels, even though they're basically the exact same size boat. Even though, and the flat earthers will have you believe what I'm going to show you next as I draw in more on this. They're going to have you believe that water has risen up to block a small portion of the boat indicated by yellow. The water has risen up more on the green arrow to block more of the boat. And water has really risen up on the right to block your vision and block most of the boat. All you can see is the conning tower, the control tower. That's all you can see, the bridge. So even though you can see that the horizon is perfectly flat and level, so, allegedly, but this is just a small snippet of it through the camera, it's really curved. And it is curved in every direction. Slightly, very minusculely, but enough that the boat on the right, you can tell it's down. Not only has it gone over the edge and around the curve of the tangent line, but by a significant amount, because look how much lower it is than the other boats. When they say, well, the convergence line blocks your view of the boat, if there was a convergence line in foggy weather, a refraction of the horizon line, you wouldn't be able to see the words golden energy. There would be a mirage-ish looking view. This is all charlatanism and fakery to convince you the Earth is flat, when this photograph by itself proves curvature. Because these three boats at three different distances are three different levels down. And they try to tell you that the horizon has risen up to the level of your eyesight at three different levels to block these boats. It sure looks like it's all at the same level to me. Because it is. Another charlatan trick, another magic trick they will do is the camera they have placed is below sea level. The top of the table, if it were sea level, he slides the coin back and says, see, it disappears just like a boat does. But in the previous slides, that camera wasn't below sea level. This person I've indicated by the red line, they're a flat earther, and they believe the Earth is not a globe. Okay? And another person says there's no research, and there isn't. They don't research a thing. They just complain. Here is one of the first videos I made, and this person said, you forgot, Earth, not a globe. Remember that phrase. You know how somebody will sit and repeat and repeat and repeat something and try to convince you of the truth of it, and they actually convince themselves? Earth, not a globe. It just so happens that that is their mantra. They don't care if it's right or wrong. They just keep repeating it on the hopes that somebody will just start to believe it. Earth, not a globe. It's silly charlatan tactics. It's nothing more than a racketeering and a shakedown. Racketeering, they cause a problem, then they turn around and give you the solution to the problem. But there was no problem to begin with. That's what the flat earth folks are doing. So, condemnation without investigation, the epitome of ignorance, they are the epitome of ignorance because they don't investigate anything. They just simply say a bunch of stuff and never are able to explain any of the junk they say. They say that this is our reality. We are living in a giant snow globe. So back to the density problem. If it were all about density and buoyancy, then this could not happen. But it did happen. This is an airplane. And as the airplane starts to head towards the Earth, then she and everything else float up around. The density of the objects inside of that closed area has not changed. What has changed to make them suddenly become non-buoyant? Totally buoyant. They float up, they float all around. The air density hasn't changed. The air weight hasn't changed. Her body hasn't changed. Nothing has changed except that the plane is in a steep dive and it is negating the force of gravity. That's because gravity is real. If you were to take this experiment and close it off and drop it or pull it down quickly, not shaking it or anything, just move it downward quickly, these things would start to float around and mix and go out of whack because you remove gravity from the equation once you move at a certain speed, because gravity is real. This is not. Because if it was, all subterranean caves would be filled with heavier than air gas and you couldn't go down in them because you would die. It is fake. It is all a scam. Thanks for watching. Gravity exists. They don't like it. Gravity could exist on a flat Earth, but since a globe Earth needs gravity, they have to deny it and do without it, even though it's real and it can be proven real by a third grader with that experiment I just showed you. Don't be fooled by their slick presentations. Please like and subscribe. Spread the word. It's simple enough. If somebody tells you gravity doesn't exist, show them this video and spread the word. Keep the truth flowing. Help us stop the stupidity. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. This has been Mark with Productions MJC.